take a look at using our multiplication facts to help us solve some story problems. Okay, so this problem that we're going to start with says each person has 142 marbles. If there are 4 people, how many marbles are there in total? So I want to use some of our strategies of finding underlining the question. So first thing we're going to do is going to find the question. What is it asking me to find out? Well, I want to know how many marbles are there in total. That is our question. So that's the first thing we always want to do is find out what is it asking me to do. Next, I'm going to go back and circle any information I might need to help me solve that problem. All right, so the question is how many marbles are there in total? Well, in order to figure out how many marbles we have in total, well, let's find out what it tells me about the marbles. It tells me that each person has 142 marbles and that there's 4 people. So I'm going to circle that important information. Okay, I know I'm going to need to use 142 marbles, or I know I'm going to need to know that there's 4 people to find out how many marbles there are in total. Let's look for some of our clue words, all right, that are going to tell me what I need to do. I already know that we're talking about multiplication, so I probably am going to need to use multiplication to solve this problem. But if I was looking at this problem in a whole bunch of different problems using different operations, what words would help me know that I'm going to be multiplying? Well, first we have this word each. So I'm going to put a box around the word each. Each tells me that I'm sharing, there's an amount that everybody has the same amount, an equal amount. Okay, if we each have 12 things, or we each have 142 marbles, that tells me I'm going to be having equal groups. Okay, sometimes each tells me to multiply, sometimes each tells me to divide. So I have to decide if I'm going to have a larger answer or a smaller answer. And you know what? I found another clue word that's going to tell me that, this word total in our question. I want to know how many is going to be in total, but I'm looking for a larger answer, okay? I have 4 people. They each have 142 marbles. How many marbles are there in total? It's going to be a larger number that I'm looking for. All right, so I know I'm going to be multiplying because I have the word each and I have the word total telling me I'm looking for a larger answer. I won't be dividing because dividing is going to give me a smaller answer. So let's write out what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do 142 marbles times 4 people. So I'm going to write out my problem 142 times 4. And I can go ahead and solve that the way that we have been practicing this week. All right, 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. Regroup by 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. So I have a total of 568 marbles. 568 marbles. All right, let's try another example. Okay, so here I'm going to have another problem. Let's look for some clues that are going to help us. So here's my problem. If I do 143 minutes of homework every night, how many minutes of homework will I have done in 6 nights? So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look for our question. There's my question mark. So I know it's going to be in here. I'm going to go back to the beginning of that sentence. How many minutes of homework will I have done in 6 nights? Okay, well, let's go back and circle any important information that we're going to need to know to solve the problem of how many minutes of homework I will have done in 6 nights. Well, I know that I'm talking about 6 nights of homework, so I am going to use that 6. And up here I see I have 143 minutes in 6 nights, and each night, every night. So this word every night I do 143 minutes of homework. Okay, every night. I want to know, well, how many will I have done in 6 nights? Well, if I do 143 every night, that every is going to be helping me know I'm going to be multiplying, because every night I do 143. So I could be 100. I could, if I wasn't thinking I could do 143 plus 143, 143, 143 6 times. If I did it 6 times, right? Could add it all together 106 times, like that repeated addition. But instead of doing that 6 times, I can do 143 times 6. You hear the word times in both of those, right? That's where we get the word times from when we're talking about multiplication. Okay, instead of adding this 6 times, I'm just going to multiply 143 times 6 to find out how many minutes of homework I will have done in 6 nights. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and solve that. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. 6 times 1 is 6, and 2 more is 8. So that's 858 minutes total in 6 nights. Okay, let's try one more example before I let you go ahead and do some problems on your own for today's assignment. Last one. Amy has 144 candies, but her friend Bella has 3 times what she has. How many candies does Bella have? Okay, so let's look for the question. The question is, how many candies does Bella have? Okay, well, let's go back and find some important information. Let's see. I need to know how many Bella has. Bella has 3 times what Amy has, okay? 3 times what Amy has, and Amy has 144 candies. Amy has 144 candies. Bella has 3 times as many. I see that word times. I actually can even box that out. That's one of our clue words. Has 3 times as many. So I know I'm going to multiply. So my problem would be 144 times 3 to find out how much Bella has, because Bella has 3 times as many as Amy, and Amy has 144. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is still 12, plus the one that I regrouped. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more. So Bella has 432 candies. You're going to use the same strategies on our on our Schoology assignment today. That's going to be multiplying to solve some story problems.